One of the things that happened in the last 100 days is you were included in that Signal chat, which also included a journalist by accident. Did that make America safer in the last 100 days doing that?
Adam, the key point here is that chat you referenced was about opening up freedom of navigation and executing an operation that so far has been very successful.
Now, while President Trump's top team donned their Gulf of America MAGA caps earlier, and of course Elon Musk had to wear two hats at the same time for some reason, I was on the line to the West Wing to speak to Trump's principal deputy national security advisor, Alex Wong, and I began by asking him if President Trump has made the world safer since returning to the White House.
Well, I think that's indisputable, Adam. You look at the Red Sea, where the Houthis were holding international shipping hostage with no U.S. ship moving through the Red Sea in over 15 months at that point. And we had a situation where Iran was on the march towards nuclear capability. President Trump in the first 100 days has moved the world using strength as well as diplomacy in all of these areas towards greater security, opening up freedom of navigation in the Red Sea, moving diplomacy in Ukraine, in the Ukraine conflict, and putting Iran on notice that they have to give up their nuclear program, that they can never obtain nuclear weapons capability.
And Donald Trump took a lot of credit for the ceasefire in Gaza. That ceasefire is broken down. Whose fault is that?
Well, when President Trump came into office, Adam, there were hostages held in Gaza. In fact, the movement on negotiations occurred even before he was inaugurated, because it was understood, because President Trump indicated that there would be hell to pay if hostages were not released. So we've seen hostages released. We've seen diplomacy.
Yeah, and lots of hostages, but lots of hostages are still being held.
And we're still working on it, Adam. The story's not over there. And President Trump is very clear. He wants those hostages released. He wants a resolution in Gaza.
Okay, one of the things that happened in the last 100 days is you were included in that Signal chat, which also included a journalist by accident. Did that make America safer in the last 100 days doing that?
Adam, the key point here is that chat you referenced was about opening up freedom of navigation and executing an operation that so far has been very successful, taking strong action, again, against the Houthis, a terrorist organization that is holding at hostage and at bay Red Sea freedom of navigation that hurts the world. We've taken strong action. The president led on that, and we're continuing to do that.
Well, and that conversation also was opened up to a journalist and opened up the potential of a massive security breach as well, to be fair.
Well, to be fair, we are executing a military operation. And going back in these 100 days, there are iconic images that we have here. We have President Trump, again, standing side by side with Prime Minister Modi in the Oval. We have Mark Foley, an American held in Russia, returning with the American flag draped around his shoulders. And we had just this past week, President Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine sitting in St. Peter's Basilica in an iconic photo. These are iconic images because President Trump is moving with haste. He's moving with strength to strengthen the United States. And when the United States is strong, the world is safe.
And there's also an iconic image of President Trump holding up a cardboard board of all the tariffs he's going to introduce, which today looks like has led to the US economy shrinking in the first quarter. Is that iconic?
Well, Adam, we are moving forward on a broad set of policies, a broad set of priorities, whether it's in security, whether it's in trade, to make America stronger. And again, when America is stronger, so are our partners, and the world is safer.
Let's look forward to the next 100 days, which we reckon takes us to maybe the 7th or the 8th of August. Will there be a prosperity deal between the UK and the US agreed in the next 100 days?
Well, we'll see. I think on trade and on deeper partnership, there's great possibility, great potential for the US and the UK, which has a special relationship, to even deepen that relationship further.
Okay, in the next 100 days, will more people be sent to El Salvador, say, by mistake?
We are moving forward on a deportation plan that is long overdue. Under the prior administration, and really under other administrations prior to that, we've had a flood of illegal immigrants crossing our border, which endangers our people, which weakens our economy, which undermines the wages of working Americans. It's about time that we have a president who says when he's going to secure the border, he means it. And and it's time that those who come here illegally understand that they cannot stay, that they will be deported. That's what the American people voted for. And President Trump is delivering it.
A person who cared about the rule of law would probably have just said no to that question, because now you've opened the door to more innocent people being sent to a foreign country by accident with the possibility they don't get to come back.
Well, Adam, we are moving forward on a program, again, to secure America. You know, we have a number of people here who will argue for the rights of illegal immigrants to stay here. They have no right to stay here. They should be deported.
OK, thank you very much. Do you want to come back on the 7th of August and we'll see how the next 100 days have gone?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I've enjoyed the conversation, Adam, and I think we're going to have many more wins in the next 100 days and in the remaining time here in President Trump's term.
Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already, why don't you subscribe? For more Newsnight interviews and insight, you can also follow us on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook and Blue Sky, where you'll find loads more content like this from our programme. See you soon.